Hello, Taurus. Happy Saturday to you. Elsie here to do your reading. Thank you so much for clicking here. I do appreciate you, my bull gang. I am your bully sister. I am a Taurus sun. And these readings are really easy for me to bang out. I got your energy right here, and I'm about to throw it on the table. Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Let's find out what's going on with you. Taurus, I do readings about every second day during the week for your sign. And this reading is not going to be dated. I trust you will find it when you need it or when it needs you. But the first reading I do in the week is always for the week ahead, and the rest are just with the energies that be. All right, Taurus, here we go. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Please don't forget there still is a sale till the 20th of September. 10% off. Everything you need to know is in the description. There is a discount code there as well. All right, here we are. Taurus, you are about to move forward and leave something in the dust. I feel it's divine timing here, but I also feel that you have regret, that you cannot move forward with someone that you still are thinking fits the Two of Cups. I feel like you decided that there's no other thing that you can do. This person does not want a reunion. We've got the Three of Cups all splayed out on the ground, right? This person doesn't want a reunion. This person has been ignoring you. This person kind of nothing to you, isn't really saying anything to you. You still have love for them, and that's okay, but that is unconditional love, Taurus. You know, the beautiful thing about unconditional love is that it's really not up to the person we love as to whether we're allowed to love them or not. Yeah, it's really just up to you. And that is unconditional love, for sure. Somebody that broke your heart. Yeah. I feel like it's divine timing for something for you, Taurus. And, you know, we've been having this sort of creep up on us energy for a little while. So for some of you, divine timing is here. I want you to go look up Jupiter, right? Jupiter is the planet of the Wheel of Fortune. It's changes, positive changes. The thing is now is Jupiter is in retrograde right now, like every other planet, it seems. And I feel like you really need to go look up how that's affecting you in your sun, moon, and rising sign, right? I hope you're not watching tarot just for your sun. But I feel like the time is here. This person from the past that broke your heart, it's time for you to make a big change in your life. And let's find out what that is. It's time for big changes to be made here. It's time for you to follow destiny. Good things are on the way for you. You could be dealing with Scorpio, Aquarius, Taurus, or Leo. It could be in your chart. These are all the fixed signs, right? We're not going back. We're only going forward. You could be leaving a King of Wands in the past. Someone that you thought that you were going to be with. Someone that you thought you were going to open a new chapter with. I feel like you've decided to move ahead. You've got to heal this broken heart. The disappointment that is that you are moving ahead, but you are not moving ahead with them, Taurus. And I don't mean this to be a permanent thing. I don't feel that it is. I feel like nothing is permanent but death, right? So I feel like you come to a realization. It's a realization one day that you're like, why am I waiting for the King of Wands? I'm looking into the past. The King of Wands has poured out all three of my cups. This person doesn't love me. At least I have love for them, but I don't know. I don't think that they love me. The thing is, I think that the king is watching you, Taurus. Yeah. I think that the king is watching you and you don't know it. It's like, because the King of Wands is behind the Five of Cups. I feel like the king also has regret about the way things went. I feel like the king is going to also have a moment of enlightenment. There is some really heavy duty, quick change coming here. And I think it has to do with a new chapter that is opening. I feel like it's divine timing for the king to wake the F up. It's time for the king to wake up. And I feel like the universe has had enough of the king just sitting there staring at the regret. Yep. The universe is like, come on, we got to get you back in the path, dude. Let's do it. What's going on here? What happens after the Tower? What happens after the realization? Because I feel like it's a realization by the king. I feel like it's a realization by the king about you, about the situation, about the regret, waiting for a sign. I feel like the king, up in the back of the mind of the king is, I got to wait for a sign. But the king could also have very prominent fixed energy. And that's why the king isn't turning around to see that there is a new beginning here. What comes after the Tower? Comes after the realization. Passion. Wow, with the Lovers. I do see the Lovers here as a choice, of course. It always is a choice. But what I also see is that the king is making a decision between you and someone else. The king is making a decision or has an enlightened moment of passion where they realize that you are their person. You're the lover. You're the one that they choose, because the Lovers is always about a choice. You're the one that they choose to have passion for and go on this new path. And I think it's going to be fruitful. I think it's going to grow. It's time to go. There could be Gemini here somewhere. We've got Gemini, Scorpio, got Aries as well, and all the fixed signs. I feel like somebody has learned their lesson. Yeah. Somebody has come to a realization, has learned their lesson that the place that they were was chaotic. I feel like someone's trying to move away from the energy of the Tower. Yeah. I feel like somebody is moving forward, moving away, moving houses, but specifically, I think that there's lessons that had to be learned here. I feel like the reason it took so long, Taurus, is because 6 and 3 is 9, right? I feel like somebody was overthinking it a lot until they got to the point where they were just losing sleep over it. They feel anxious and sad. And, they're coming to the realization of their feelings, I feel. Also, I feel like this person is thinking about what went on in the past, having regret. I think this person's about to take action. It's about to take action to tell you how they feel. This person's still very attracted to you. When they think about you, think about being your person, think about being with you and moving with you in life. They feel like that wherever they are is chaotic and wherever you are is calm. I feel like that this person had to learn lessons before they could go, or before they could have a realization of what's going on here. And they want to go quickly. This person wants to take charge of the situation. I feel like the king feels that he's responsible for some of the things that went on here, but they can't seem to get out of your energy. This person is still in your energy. They've been trying to detach or move away. This person cannot move away. I feel like that there is lies here, deceit. Somebody isn't speaking about the fact that they know that you are connected to them like a soulmate, like you're connected. They're connected to you, not only passionately, not only attracted to you, but they're connected to you in a way that they've never been connected to anyone else. I feel like the Emperor wants to charge in. I feel like this person was a king the last time you saw them, Taurus, and I think that they've learned a lot of lessons. Lessons about lying, lessons about, the little white lies, not being honest. I feel like the 6 and 1 is 7, and somebody here was lying about their feelings. I feel like this person had to learn the lessons of, Yeah, how to deal with it as an emperor. There were a lot of lessons to learn. When you saw them last, they were maybe a bit of a player. They were someone who, took a lot of action, someone who was very spontaneous, someone who just did whatever they wanted to do, didn't really ask anybody else. But I feel like this person has grown up to know that they must be balanced with love, King of Cups. They must be balanced with swords. What's logical? What's passionate? They have to separate the two. The King of Pentacles, they've learned to manage their money. This someone has become financially independent. They sit on this throne because the Emperor is wealth. The Emperor is wealthy. It's the wealth of all the knowledge that you've had over time, right? And that's why you're confident enough to take action. So I think that somebody here, Taurus, is going to take action. Tell me what we are thinking about in the past. First, we got cards that are all flipped about here. Things are not as they seem. So we're looking at the king is looking into the past. I think you are too, Taurus. I think that the king is watching you. But I feel as though you're both looking at the 3 cups that have poured out here. The reunion that could have been. The union that could have been. The happiness that could have been. Tell me what we're looking at here. What's the regret that's in the past that everybody's got their eye on? You got to stop living in the past, Taurus. You got to stop. It's time. Tell me what we're looking at in the past. What do we have regret about? Because I think you have as much regret as they do. That there was something that started in the 3D but never really grew. That maybe somebody here, I think it's you, Taurus, that you just didn't have the know-how. I feel like you didn't have the lessons. You didn't have the know-how. Maybe you were younger back then. Maybe you were not really, that you didn't have enough lessons or wisdom to move forward. I feel like that something began and ended. Like it only got to a page. I feel like that it was something that really never grew. I feel like you tried to. The regret is that we didn't get a chance to try and grow it. The cups were poured out before anything. We've got the 9 of Wands and the 8 of Wands. So I feel as though whatever has gone on in the past here, I feel has put you both behind the fear wall. So I don't think there's any communication here. I feel like 9 is here. 1 that the king carries is 10. I feel like the king dropped their burdens and went on to learn about themselves, learn about what was going on. They go through this tower and enlightenment stage. They realize that they're still passionate about you. They need to move forward and they need to do it quick because they feel like maybe someone could just snatch you out of their hands, right? This person broke your heart, Taurus. And I think that's why this king has his back to the new start, because he's like, she's never going to take me back, or he's never going to take me back. I broke their heart. But I feel like that you, Taurus, have been waiting for this communication, waiting and waiting and waiting in regret, waiting, hoping that this king would see it your way, and maybe that they would realize that what you had in the past was great, but it was just the wrong timing. It was the wrong timing, Taurus. It's not like they didn't want you. It's not like they didn't want to. It was the wrong timing. But look, it's time. It's crowning the reed. It's time. It's divine time, right? It's time for things to move forward. Like I said, Jupiter. You want to look at how that's affecting your sign and the sign of your person. So I feel like you were waiting for communication in the past, but that the king was so stuffed so far behind this fear wall here, been hurt so much and gone through so much that the communication didn't happen. No, we just stayed there. We just hung there thinking about communicating, thinking about what to say, going over the details. What should I say? Got to look at it. But if I did it this way, but if I did it that way, but if I said it this, you know what? This is what it is. This is why we're stuck here, right? I feel like both of you are stuck looking at the past, woulda, coulda, shoulda, right? And you're just sitting there because I feel like somebody has to fess up. And I feel like it's the emperor, formerly known as the king. I feel like somebody lied to you. This person's been living in this energy, the suspended energy of the last time they spoke with you, or the things they didn't tell you, the love they could have shared with you and they didn't. It could have grown if they would have just talked to you and told you, look, I'm in a situation where I can't grow anything else because I'm ending something else, because there is an end here, right? The king does bring something to an end with that last wand, right? We've got the 9 here. So I feel like there's lies. Yeah. What were the lies about? Tell me about the lies. This person was really passionate about you, but they thought that there was a lot of competition for you. And so they decided not to enter into the competition. They decided to go back and try and make their marriage work. But they end up having a new start anyway. I feel like they go back and they try and repair things within the family, but we've got the Queen of Wands here, right? We've got the Queen of Wands. We've already got someone who's fighting with themselves here. Fighting with themselves. They're really passionate with you. They go back and they try and fix the family situation, but it doesn't work because the Queen is a divorcee. She is the one who disconnects. She's detached. She will give you the words that she needs to give you, someone who's liberating themselves. So I feel like either you leave the marriage they leave the marriage, or they're liberated by the spouse. The spouse ends the marriage. So we've got the card of divorce, we've got the Hierophant, and then somebody takes their money and heads along because they got to have peace here for themselves. Somebody is in healing. Let's look at this Tower. What causes the Tower to fall, please? What causes the Tower to fall for the King? What causes the Tower to fall for the King? All right. What causes the Tower to fall is that they realize they're still passionate about you. The Knight of Wands. They realize that they're bored where they are, and that when you offered that cup, they didn't even look at it. They're thinking back to whatever has gone on in the past. I'm just going to pick up a card here, y'all. Hang on. They're thinking about your abundance. They're thinking about the Ten of Pentacles, right? That you are the person that they want to be with. You are the long-term relationship. You're the abundance. You're the children, the family. You're the long-term relationship. And they knew it at the time when they nothinged you, when they just didn't take your cup and didn't say anything. They knew all these things. The universe is not letting them forget it. It's time for them to drop the burdens. And even though they can't see what's going on, even though I don't know what's going on, I'm just still gonna try and make it through life behind the fear wall here. Somebody is dropping their walls, I feel. Dropping their walls, even though I feel like somebody goes from the 9 to the 10, but it's in the moon energy. It's like things that nobody can see. It's like this person's trying to heal themselves and nobody can see it. This person's going through all of this stuff that you can't see. But again, we end up back at the Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, so it is divine timing, Taurus. There we go. Somebody's single. Somebody's single and moving away because there's lots of fights and arguments in the family. Yeah. It's time to go, Taurus. All right, I'm going to leave it here for now, y'all. I will be back, of course, with readings for you on Monday. I love you guys. I hope you're well. I'm going to go for now. Bye-bye.